So it's my birthday, so I took the day off from my regular job. Yes, I'm driving and recording, but if you'll notice, I'm watching the road, not my camera. Anyway, so I took the day off from my full-time job and decided I would go thrifting today for my birthday because that's what a part-time reseller does. And I sat down and I had this whole plan of what I was going to do, where I was going to go, a bunch of thrift stores, because it's a Thursday, and around here, Thursdays aren't very good for garage sales. Anyway, so I planned this whole route where I was going to go over to Lockwood because they've got a thrift store over there that I haven't been to. Then I was going to go to Pittsburgh and see if I could find some more really cool scores at their Goodwill. And then I was going to shoot over to Parsons, Kansas, which I forgot how far away Parsons, Kansas is. And then work my way back towards Joplin, Webb City, and then finally Neosho, because there is a thrift store there for a animal shelter that I've been wanting to go to, and every time that I've wanted to go, they're either closed or I just haven't had the time to go. So, get my route all planned out on Google Maps, and it was going to be like 4.5 hours worth of driving. So then I'm like, okay, cool. Well, then I went onto Facebook and was like, so let's just see if there's any yard sales. And boom. 1 and then 2 over in Neosho. And I'm like, well, crap. You don't want to go to the yard sales late because a lot of the times all the good stuff's gone. So I was like, well, I'll just flip my entire route. So I flipped my route and I went to my first yard sale and met a really cool gal. Her and her husband, they buy storage sheds or storage units and then have yard sales like once a month. And on one of the tables she had probably 6 or 7 I was looking at my map to see when I need to turn, 6 or 7 Dungeons and Dragons booklets. And I'm like, ooh. So I was like, so what do you have on the books? As I'm kind of looking around and picking up a few other things. And she's like, well, those aren't the only ones I've got. She's like, I've got an entire box down below. And I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, and I've got a bunch of cards and everything else. And I'm like, oh, okay. So they bring out the cards. And I really wasn't interested in the cards that much. I mean, I don't know much about the books. I know that it was like huge when I was in high school. And, we had the guys that would go play it, spend the weekend playing this game. And she wanted $150 for all of them. And I was like, well, how about 50? And so her and her husband were kind of back and forth. I said, well, I'll look around at other things and you guys talk. And she's like, all right. So I'm looking around and picking up a few other things here and there. They had a Nintendo GameCube that I didn't pick that up because, I don't know, like all the videos I watched, seems like Nintendo GameCube just kind of meh. Found a huge J.R.R. Tolkien, Lord of the Rings. Anyway. Couple books and a few other things. I can't even hardly remember now what they were. But back to the story of the Dungeons and Dragons books. So she's like, how about 90? And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And then we got to talking about reselling. She used to sell on eBay years ago and then decided that it's against the seller. So, okay. I mean, I've had 3 returns. One of them was for something that was broken, and one of them was for a pair of tennis shoes that didn't fit, and it came back just fine. Another one was for something that wouldn't work for the guy, so he returned it, and I turned around and sold it for $10 more than what he bought it for. Anyway, so needless to say, I bought the books. That right back there, that big huge box that you see in my back seat, that's one of the boxes of Dungeons and Dragons books. There were a ton. Like, she had one of those like black with the yellow lid totes, the huge ones, full of these books. So woo, go me. So I spent like $100 there, and then went to the second yard sale and got a bunch of Action Comics for like $75. There were probably about 100 to 120 of them. She was asking $1 a piece, and I just asked her, how much would you take for all of them? So I've got a ton of those to go through. Those are in the trunk as well. And finally made it over to Faithful Friends and spent like $50 there. Got quite a few things there. several records, Olivia Newton-John, Donna Summer, some 45s. There's a Tina Turner one in there. So I really need a record player so I can test out my records. Okay, you can look at them and see if they're scratches or not. And guess what? I'm still going to play the ones that aren't even scratched because I just want to hear them. Anyway, so the back seat of my car is, I mean, there's still some space back there, but not a ton. But yeah, so I got to Neosho probably about 9 a.m. I did not leave Neosho, and I only went to 3 places. I didn't leave Neosho until 11 o'clock. And then went over to Extreme Deals in Web City, which I've been trying to get to for a couple months since I found them. They're one of those bin stores, the Amazon return stores. Well, I got over there. Today was $20 fill bag day. So there's a like a 13-gallon kitchen trash bag behind me in the back seat, full of stuff. And there's like 6 or 7 cans of Prestone de-icer. So we'll probably keep 2 and sell the rest of them. And then a bunch of like onesie-twosie things. I kind of really had to dig. With it being $20 day, they were really picked through. So I kind of really had to dig to find anything worth doing the $20 a day. Basically, I was like, okay, if I can get 20 items, then I guess it's worth it. I found a Canon, was it Canon? I think it was a Canon battery recharger or battery charging thing, which I bought one of those before, and it actually sold for like $14.99, I think is what I sold it for. So it was either Canon or Kodak. So all in all, I would say the birthday thrifting extravaganza has gone well. I'm currently on my way to Pittsburgh, Kansas, not Pennsylvania. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm currently on my way to Pittsburgh, Kansas to go check out their Goodwill again, and that's the Goodwill that I found the Doctor Who Universal Remote Control, which is still up for sale. I have dropped the price on it. I figured out that it's the 12th Doctor one that goes for around $450. The one I've got goes for around, I think, $250, which is what I've got it priced at. So anyway, I found that there. I found that's where I found the whole Ghettopoly game that, you know, people on Facebook threw a fit, but hey, it got sold. Sorry. I mean, they had a Redneckopoly, and you can bet your sweet butt if I found that, I'd buy it too. So anyway, I'm going to hop off of here and continue my journey down the road, and we'll see what other kind of goodies we can find. And if I find anything awesome, I will make more to this video. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I know I haven't done a video in a long time because I don't think anybody really cares. Except for me. It's kind of ridiculous, and I'm sure my family gets tired of hearing about it. Anyway, as Mr. Paul, the love of my life, would say, love you later, bye.